We all need to have a wee kind of awareness of our club face. The more we can do that, the more we can control the ball in the course.
I thought I'm so bad at golf, my hands are too big.
Yes, yeah. That was exactly the issue last time, and I've probably corrected it in the wrong way potentially.
Yeah, so you can see on there on the driver you'll have caught a few
steep. A few sky marks on that. Aye.
That's a feeling you might want to get, is trying to feel like your left shoulder comes round under your chin.
I never turn as much of that, but it just feels right, doesn't it? Aye.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another Under Par golf video. Today we're back at Newton Mearns Golf Academy with Alastair Forsyth for our second lesson. So this is the second lesson in the series that we're doing. So there'll be 6 in total. Taking about a month to come back, just been practicing kind of what he told us the first time. So we're here again. This is an amazing facility. Just to see what he's going to give us this time around, to see if there's any more adjustments to be made, which I'm sure there's plenty. So let's get into the lesson.
How's the game been recently?
I think the more I play, the worse I'm getting.
Really? Right, okay. Do you think about
it
too much?
I just think overanalyzed it a wee bit maybe.
Right, okay. Any particular part of your game better or worse than others?
I would say I'm more consistently striking the ball better, but it's just going the wrong ways still.
Okay. Left or right? Or
both now. It was mostly just right last time, but it's going left as well.
All right, good time.
Going all over the place.
Right, okay. Is it curving any particular way, or is it kind of
I'm trying to kind of
side?
Is it draw the ball? You call it? I'm trying to draw the ball now
like
since the lesson.
Okay.
Yeah, it sometimes happens, but a lot of time like really badly hooked.
Like kind of overdoing it then, aye.
Overdoing it,
okay. But you can still miss to the right as well.
Aye.
And is
that
that
to the right?
Cool. Is that kind of right through the bag? Is that the most of your?
Pretty much.
Most
mate,
of your clubs,
even the putter.
Even the putter.
No, not the putter.
Okay.
But pretty much.
Okay. Well, we'll hit a few. Why don't we? We'll hit a few 7s and a few drivers.
Let's
we'll
do that.
I'll stick TrackMan on, because that can, if we've got direction issues, that can give us. We can see we'll see what the club path and your club face and all that kind of stuff are doing.
You've mixed up the gloves. Thought I'm so bad at golf. My hands are too big.
You get bigger grips,
Yeah.
So I'll set this up on in the camera thing as well, on the 125.
Yep.
Right. So we'll use that as a direction.
Okay. Very left.
Yeah.
On 7.5, did you say? I prefer that ball flight though. Like, it's better than slicing it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going way out the way.
It's quite interesting when you'll see it in the video and see the numbers to what causes these things, you know. Yeah, that was closer. So it's quite funny if you look at those last 2 shots, right? So that one there, you're 40 feet to the right of the pin. The shape on the shot had a wee hint of fade, very little. We look at the one before, is 56 feet left of the pin.
So I'm hitting the ball way left.
So yeah, there's a big. So what you've got is an inconsistency on this, right? So we'll get you on here and show you why, but that one with the cover is going the other way. But club face, absolutely. So the one that's going way left, your club face is 7.5 degrees closed to your swing path. Right. The one that goes up to the right, you're square. The club face is square to the path. So the club path is only going a fraction to the right, but the ones that go left, it's all shutting the club face down. So basically kind of overdoing the bit of trying to stop it going that way. So what we want to do is get a kind of happy medium and get you a feeling of how to control that, you know.
It's not usually as bad as that, to be fair.
Of course, aye, yeah.
It's like I've not hit any balls yet.
Yeah, that's it. So hit us a couple more, and we'll get you on the video as well. Good there, well done. So not too bad on those. So I've got you on the video there, and we can see what's going on. Very neutral on here.
That the first one?
Yeah. Then that's the one you just hit.
Ah, right, okay.
There was one, the one before, I think it was that one there. Look at that. Numbers much tighter there, right? Path was 0, right? So let's have a look at it, right?
Yeah.
Very good on here, okay. Good on here, apart from we're a bit square on in the feet there, right?
Square.
So see, it almost turned in the way. What that's going to do is limit your hip turn,
okay.
Right? So we get there, and a little bit there. Now it's a funny one, when we're the golfer looking down at our feet when we do that, you feel as if you're standing there that. You
so
won't
was I doing that? Or was
a
I
little
doing
bit
that?
there. You're kind of almost turned in there, right? You're basically straight on. But if that's, especially the left one, right? So if the left one is almost there, I can't get my
I know what you mean, actually.
So if that's there like that helps us use this more. So when you get the one that goes way left, it's almost like the body stops and the hands take over. The hands take over. It's going out that way. If the body stops and the hands don't take over, you're going to send it out to the right, and that's why you can go a fair bit
never
either
thought
side.
of that before, actually.
Cool. Yeah. So let's watch the swing back and forward. So a nice solid bit at the top of the backswing there. Just trying to make sure we don't lose any more stability in the bottom half, which is fine. Nice little start down, moving forwards, because we'll show you a tack angle on the TrackMan there. So you're getting a good downward, see how your hands are forward, getting a good downward strike on the ball, so the divot comes after the ball. You've already turned your foot out, you've had to do that through the swing, but we just kind of stall here a little bit. And if your hand, see where your right hand just turns over there, if that goes a smidgen too early, that's the one that sends it sends it left.
When do you begin the turn then? I'm assuming it's after you've just made connection, then turn it round.
It kind of.
So I remember last time you were talking about the top spin on the rugby ball.
So when you overdo that, that's the one that sends it left. What the best thing to do is being on a driving range and play about with it. And because we can see there on it, and you'll see it more on here as well. The path of the club's nice and neutral. So we want to get a little bit better movement through the ball in here. So we'll talk about how to do that, but the left foot will help you do that. And we just get a wee bit kind of square on here. So that means that you almost have to throw the hands at it. Right? But if they just get too busy, then you're going to miss big left. So it's good to kind of have. We all need to have a wee kind of awareness of our club face. The more we can do that, the more we can control the ball in the course. We play golf in Scotland. It's windy. Right? We need to at times turn it into the wind, turn it against the wind to keep the ball in play. So and a lot of that is down to your release of the club. Because the club face is neutral. It's set up because you've got a good grip. Watching the one on the right there. Right. So it comes back absolutely fine. Maybe just goes a little bit steep in the way back. We'll touch on that a wee bit as well. So it comes in here, and that club face is nice and square here. But we kind of stop here, the middle of the body, the legs almost stop.
Hands take over.
Exactly. And that's what will turn it over. So you get into a good finish position, but what we want to do is get there a split second earlier. Right? So if you want to you needed it from the last time when it's going this way, we needed to get a bit of this right. Sometimes you're overdoing that. So that's something that, as I said, just go on the range and, well, what happens if how much do I need to get it to turn that way? Can I hold it that way? You're averaging your club path at 1.4. That's really, really neutral, right? So what we're going to do now is try and get the hips working a little bit better. So coming through the shot, if I exaggerate your move, we're kind of here like that. We come down here. It's like this. The legs and the hip almost stop. The hands hit it, which flips it left. If the hands don't flip early enough, you'll kind of miss it out to the right. So we're going to get the feet slightly turned out a little bit. And when you come down in here, so forgetting about the wrists and the hands at the moment, all we're going to feel is you get your right hip through to the target, right?
Through to the target?
Right. So you'll finish in this position here, but you'll be there
starting a wee bit earlier.
Split second earlier. So see, sit the club, the end of the club on your right hip there.
Right hip.
The
right hand.
With your right hand, cool, out there like that, right? And then from you there, don't need much of a backswing, but on the way through, try and point the club to the target. And that gets the middle of the body working better. You would be kind of hitting it and you'd be there, and then eventually coming round, but not early enough. And then the other little move you can do gets you the similar feeling. See if you bring your hands halfway down the shaft, right, and sit the club outside your left hip, okay? And if we don't turn our hips to the target early enough, that club will hit you on the left hip. So what, like that there, yeah. So what you want to feel here is that you rotate the hips to the target without the club hitting your side. Good. And that's you pulling round the way.
If you don't turn it enough, it's going to hit you, innit?
The club will hit in your side. Okay. And if you go too early with the release of the hands and the forearms, you'll catch on there as well. So that kind of gets us a nice combination of both there. Fairly passive hands, and it gets, that's it, right? So let's hit a couple of shots here, nice and easy to start with, where you just feel your right hip, your belt buckle, working round to the target.
Get the feet a bit more
feet
open,
slightly
obviously.
out, yeah, good. So too much club face.
Yeah.
But same idea, just feel the
same idea.
Feel the hip turn coming round, yeah. Same again, still just a little bit too much there.
Is it just the club face that's causing that?
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. I mean,
Right,
you're swinging the club path is 0.1 there, right?
Okay.
But the good thing here, right, is what you're doing, that's going to base it as close as you can in golf. That's just going to pretty much eliminate a right miss. So when you miss right, is it like you're too square on here at impact, and the only way it's going to not miss right is flip the hands at it.
Yeah.
So the better that you feel
the movement in the hip,
the little hip turn, that'll actually quieten the hands down as well, because you've basically overdone that since last time.
Yeah,
you know? But same idea, just feel the wee hip turn again. Magic. Best shot of the day.
It felt really good.
Yeah, you hear the sound, flights up. We know when we look at this.
I never turn as much as that, but it just feels right, doesn't it?
It'll get everything. There's another wee bit we're going to do that'll help it flow better. But that's the thing. If this is the kind of engine of the swing, right?
Yeah.
This gets you so you're nice and stable here. You good start down, and then this just kind of stays here. That goes that way.
Yep.
That one goes that way. You know. Coming down there, the left leg, the left knees coming out the way. You're creating room.
Yeah.
And as we create room, we like that. You know, and that gets us coming through there better. Let's just do one more, and then we'll look at something just slightly different. Very good. You see the height you get because you're now here instead of stuck in here like that.
I've never even thought about that at all. I've thought about that hip, opening it up more and facing it towards the target.
Every good golfer, you see when you see the guy, I mean the guys in the telly are super fit in it, you know, I'm not saying not, right? But they're training for these moves. Yeah. So at impact, to see this little move here, right? At impact, you'll always see them, their hips, the middle of the body, open to the target, right? When we saw your first one there, as you come down there, you basically hips are square on.
That's it, it's all hands at that point.
So there we go, you've now, you know, carrying that, you know, 172 yard carry on a 7-iron. That's a solid 7-iron. So the other wee bit that we'll just dabble on a wee bit, this isn't the most important bit, is sometimes you just get a little bit steep on it.
A wee bit steep.
So which means
coming down on it too much.
Aye, it means on the course sometimes you'll take a bit of a chunk of divot out the ground. You know,
that does happen.
Just
quite
a little bit,
to be fair.
Yeah.
Especially with wedges and stuff.
Aye, yeah, shorter clubs. You know. So the move that you're doing there will help, right? It'll help because you're rotating, you're turning better. So you'll still want to catch a bit of ground. You want to do that, but you won't take it as deep into the ground. But a couple of things you can do without having to we just go up and down a little bit steep. We want to shallow that a fraction, but without having to think about really an awful lot. Just if you're hitting a few balls, have a couple of practice swings basically with the club up here like that, and you just go round and round like that, right? Okay. Just do a couple of wee swings on that.
Just straight across there?
Like a baseball swing, yeah, round the waist. Again, that's going to help your rotation, but it just gets you away from being a little bit here, and that's the one that can come down and thump into the ground. And then, like everything else, when you go to do, as you do that, don't be trying to think too much about anything like that. Just do a couple of wee practice swings and then just go ahead and hit it.
Okay.
You know, have a wee go now, having just done that, but don't try and kind of replicate that, because obviously you're going to be very high up there. Beautiful. So you're not getting that thud down on it, which is giving you the higher flight. You're going to get, there you go, 190 yard a carry. That's ridiculous in a 7-iron, right? But it's still giving you, I mean, your numbers are brilliant in terms of path and face.
Nice so much better, right? Man. I just like turning to the target now. I've never done that.
Aye. You do, you have done, but you didn't
it's
do
so
it early
too
enough.
Late. Aye, it's too late.
That's it.
Aye.
So you've done that, you've hit it,
and then went with it.
and then you've come round,
Yep.
Whereas it's a continuous motion, you know, so as soon as you come down here, that just continues round.
Just continue to open up.
Aye. And you want that right through your bag.
Is that even with the driver in that as well?
Definitely.
Aye.
See, even pitching.
Yeah.
You know, you see people stand there chipping and like that.
Aye.
Every good chipper, you'll see the right hip coming through to the target. See, like that.
Yep.
And that gets you that, you know, that little kind of scuff of the ground, you know.
Yeah.
Do you want to hit a couple of drivers?
Yeah.
See where we are?
Taking a lot for that already, actually.
Because you move it well. I mean, you've got loads of things that you do very well.
Yeah.
So you can see on there on the driver, you'll have caught a few
steep. A few sky marks on that. Aye.
And that's because you're steep on it. Right. So that's that wee feeling.
You do the same with that, the baseball thing with that as well.
If that's for the move that you've been catching the driver there, you know. Okay, so let's go ahead. Just hit us a couple, same direction, over the 125.
Oh God.
Leftish on that one, yeah. Would you have any idea what your club head speed would be?
Nah.
It looked fast. Wow. 111.2. Right, that's pretty fast.
Is it?
Yes. Aye, that was fast. You would have hit that one a little bit in the toe of the club.
I didn't feel great at all, that.
A wee bit cutty, a wee bit cut across it. Get all the numbers on that, but you'll see it. Not going to be too bad. Fadey. Right. 114 miles an hour.
Is that fast?
That's fast.
Is it?
That is fast, yes. So here's one more and I'll put it on the video.
Okay.
Remember the feet turned out a little bit.
Oh, aye.
Good. Feel that left hip, that hip move, right hip going through the shot, clearing the left side.
Oh, it felt bad.
That's a good one to watch the video, because you definitely hit down on that a wee bit. Top of the backswing is magic.
The top of the backswing?
Yeah, tremendous. There we come slightly outside it, and that's where you hit down and across it and off the heel.
Yeah.
Loads of people do that with a driver. So we're not too bad on there. Good start down. Yeah, so we're going to try and get a little bit less shaft lean with the driver. That's good on an iron shot, but the driver, we don't want that. Two little things we're going to do here with the driver. So the other stuff's still relevant, right? What we don't want is hitting down on it, right? So the kind of we talked about going a little bit flatter on but to shallow this out, get you a better attack angle on the driver, we can use the fact that the ball's up in a high tee, right? So this will feel a bit weird, right? Okay. So take your setup there and go to the top of your backswing and
top of the backswing.
And just stop at the top of the backswing, right? Cool. So what you tend to do is be a bit narrow on the way down like that, right?
Okay.
I'm totally exaggerating that. So that's going to lean the shaft forwards, which is going to get that. That's why you'll hit some off the top of the club and sky it. But it's also when you catch a good strike, you're not getting the elevation on it. So go back up to the top there, and weird feeling here, we're going to feel like you're getting a bit wider here, and even on the way down. So see how I'm widening that arc on the way down. It's it's more for practice to start with. You take that to the golf course, it's a bit tricky just now. But as you widen that arc, watch what happens down here.
Yeah.
We catch the ball in the upswing, right? Rather than, and this is a one wide, the one club. Yeah, this is a one club we do that. So your tendency is to go there.
Try to hit it down on
which you want an iron shot, but not the driver. So keep it quite smooth to start with, because it's a tricky feeling. You're just feeling the width
Yeah, okay.
And it'll show you a wee practice drill that you can do that can help you with that. That's fine. Nice and easy. Feel that width. So still hit down on it, 3.9, so we can do it better. But yeah, club face was open, but the better that you get,
open.
Yep, the better that you hit up on it.
Yep.
You won't. So same thing. Try and feel that width on the downswing. You tell with the flight that that's still hit down the way, 3.7 down. So if I take a head cover here, right? So we know that the more that it goes wide, you know, and doing some soft swings there, you know, we talked about, you know, see your swing there 114 you had it at, that's still at 106, you know, so you can really slow that down when you do practice swings.
Okay.
Do a couple here where you feel the club catching a bit of the tee, but coming up over the head cover. Perfect. So the ones you'd hit before, you with a club would have come through
down,
and caught the cover. Yeah, just do one more. Okay. So imagine the cover's still there.
Okay. Slow it down a wee bit.
Okay, and we're hitting up over the head cover. Better. Only 1 degree down. That's fine.
That's okay.
That is absolutely, yeah. And you know, you take some distance, you take some power off it, you still hit it 269 yards, right? Still swung at 109 mile an hour. Nobody ever takes as much off it as we think. But there's the wee bit there. You can, as we hit down a wee bit, you can still see that it's launching a wee bit low.
Yeah.
But you know, from last time, we know that we tried to get the club face squared up a wee bit. Yeah. So when you're getting ahead of it, as you get ahead of it, you know, and getting the hands forward, you see the club face is going to be open as well. So that when you get that width in there, club coming up over the cover, the club face is starting to square. Yeah. To square up or even close down. So it's doing those kind of wee practice swings. You feel like the cover, that head cover is there. Yep. And then go ahead and give it a hit, and you feel that the cover's there. That kind of wider arc. Much better. Zero attack angle. So there was a couple that were kind of 3.5 down. Now you've just carried it further than you've hit the total distance, right? So you now got a total of 293 yards, carry of 272. The first couple were only carrying 211. 244, 236. So
I didn't feel like I swung that as hard as I usually do as well, that last one.
You didn't. You're 107 on your speed. So you've just hit it miles further and you've swung it slower.
It's mad, isn't
that
it?
is
it's obviously all about technique, isn't it?
Because you've hit the middle of the face. And your launch on that, like you launched that at 13.7. Those ones before were launching at like 6 and 7.
Right, okay.
And that's all to do with
coming up on it, so it's
yeah. So with the head, feeling like the head cover was in front of the tee there, the club's coming there. But so the mechanics of it are is that the downswing's wider. That hits down on it. You feel like you're extending that out. Width helps you hit up. But when the head cover's there, it's actually almost getting you. As you see a lot of the top there's you see this leg straightens as it comes up, and that's you coming up there and getting the ball. It feels like to you in the upswing to get it basically zero. If it's 0, 1 degree down, no bother.
That's okay.
But what you don't want is 3 or 4.
Yeah.
3 or 4 down. You just get that low flight there, and it kind of wants to go to the right as well, and you'll hit high on the face. There you go, 293 yards, 272 carry. That's a
big difference.
Aye, huge. Really 293 yards with less speed. You know, so there's
mad, isn't it?
Something in that. You know, makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense this time. Actually, it does definitely.
All right.
Thanks, Alistair.
Superb.
Cheers, mate.
Superb. Got a few belters there, aye.
Me up now, is it?
Absolutely, aye. Where's the game at the moment?
I feel as if I'm missing. To be honest, I think I'm probably missing left a lot now. Like I feel as if I like a hook. It might be the same, almost similar to Michael, where it's like slapping it around. I feel as if a lot of my shots are kind of going left.
Turning left or kind of straight left? Okay.
Aye, definitely turning left.
Okay.
So I don't know if it maybe be a similar type of issue.
Maybe. It could, I mean, it basically, I mean, what can happen at the ball could be very much the same.
Right.
But could be way different, many different reasons.
Yeah.
Of
No,
actually
I bet there's a bit a million.
It could be different. It might be the same, it might be different, you know. So have yourself a couple of swings. So TrackMan set up on that 125. So we'll use that as the target, and we've got some speed here as well, haven't we? You guys must be driving half the greens down there, eh?
I wish.
Cool, first few just to get going, heading towards that 125, just hitting over that. Great strike there, eh? Wow. Great strike on that. 183 carry. First shot of the day.
Rough. That was a bit thinny. I think last time what a lot of my issue was I wasn't putting weight onto the back foot and then going onto the front. So I've kind of been practicing that a good wee bit now. Just trying to that's all I'm really thinking about during my irons at the moment is putting the kind of bit of weight onto my back foot and then just try to hit down.
So then you can move, aye.
I feel as if last time I was hitting up on my irons and down on my driver.
Almost. A little bit ground behind it, but pretty good.
Oh, it's gone downhill now.
So have a look at that there, right? So I think you're pretty neutral up and down. You can see in the setup, setup's good. Almost leaning slightly into the left side at the setup, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
So it's almost like I can see that you're trying to get over to the right side,
right?
But you're kind of doing it with the bottom half, sorry, but not the top half.
Right. Okay.
It's almost like going.
Yeah. That would make total sense, right. Actually.
And then from there, what's going to happen is the top half's going to go that way.
Yes. Right? Yeah. That was exactly the issue last time, and I've probably corrected it in the wrong way potentially.
I know what you mean. So you're actually still hitting it slightly on the upswing.
So I am, yeah.
So see how you end up kind of almost flicking it on the upswing a wee bit, right?
I'm just not moving.
So yeah, take your set up there and just slowly go to the top of your backswing. There. Right, so it's not so much the bottom half sliding over. But you actually might, it's maybe even more that the feeling might be that there's a little bit of a turn of the shoulders and the hips. Yeah, so they kind of turn. So that you tend to go slight, if I exaggerate that, you tend to kind of slide the hip there and the shoulders go there. Now obviously you're not there, I'm exaggerating that. But if you felt like the right hip and the right shoulder go behind you on the way back, yeah, so there's a little bit more rotation, a bit more hip, turn of the hips, turn of the shoulders, rather than a slide of the hips. And a feeling you might want to get is trying to feel like your left shoulder comes round under your chin. Yep.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
And that loads the backswing better, right? Yeah, so let's go there, but nice and easy to start with. Bit of backswing. So whether you feel the right shoulder going behind you or the left shoulder coming round to your chin, either way it's doing it's doing the same thing.
I think it was the shoulders to the chin.
Cool, so you're turning your back to the target. That was good. Backswing was good there. It's more like that instead of.
That I can. Sometimes I can see from that leg that I'm always like that.
It's a slide, isn't it? Yeah.
So we just need to be more of a rotation.
That was brilliant there. That was fabulous. Backswing was good again.
I could actually felt myself go like that.
Because if you're kind of this here, then you're going to go there.
But so I need to feel kind of okay. So I'm just kind of focusing on the backswing now, though.
Aye, definitely, absolutely, yeah.
But I think now that I'm exaggerating, I can feel myself coming back like that and just swinging out.
It'll help, It'll help you work round the way, So it's like back to the target, left shoulder under the chin. There you go. great strike. Right, so when you've been saying you've been hitting some left, that'll be because the club face shuts down. I mean, that's just, you've just absolutely flushed that there. 191 yards with a 7-iron.
That didn't even feel as if I was hitting it that hard. It just felt really nice off the face.
Because it flows, that's the thing. So when you've been hitting, you're saying you've been missing some left, if I exaggerate it, if you go here, then you can't really go any further forward, so you start backing up on it. So you hit a few thin because you're hitting the ball in the upswing, and then also as you're leaning back, going back the way the hands take over,
flick,
and it flips it over to the left. So you hit a couple at the start, you know, reasonable strikes, but you were only getting like 1 degree down. Yeah. That one there, you're 5.2 down.
I still got a good bit to, like, I think that's I'm perfect. Definitely focusing on that.
Aye.
I think
because what you feel and see as you go there, so you can try and point the. If I do that, I'm pointing the club towards you. Your move would be
1,000,000%. And now that you're saying that, I can totally feel that's what I was doing. Like 1,000,000%.
See, that puts me in behind the ball.
All I was focusing on was just putting weight onto that back foot. So I guess I was probably just like that. Whereas now it's
there, and now everything flows into the follow through.
It actually makes so much sense.
Awesome, aye.
Makes so much sense.
Very good.
Didn't feel as flush, but the motion was definitely there.
Oh, aye.
Like,
it doesn't feel quite as good, right? It's still 184 yard carry on a 7-iron. You know,
that feels so good to get that rotation.
Aye. That's a good way. So if you put the club there and feel like you're pointing the club towards me at the top of your backswing, there you go, like there, like that, yeah.
Instead of just kind of going like that before.
Exactly. So
the arm under the shoulder under the chin's really, that's really drove it home for me there. Like
almost like the exaggeration of you would be that there.
And then how, like, see on the downswing, am I just feeling like I'm coming, like just.
Well, if you load the backswing well, then
the downswing should almost
makes it a lot easier, yeah. Because what you've been kind of going here okay, and then getting there, the bottom half's been doing quite well. The perfect scenario is you kind of load here, push down into the left foot, and then the right hip to the target. Yeah. That would be the kind of pretty ideal scenario. But I think you'll do that, you know, by
naturally just by getting that back part. If I can just focus on that.
Yeah, that's what the shots look like, you know. Just about, yeah.
It's a bit thinner that
Tiny
one.
Wee bit thin,
I think I can feel it now. Like now that you've said, but I've not.
There, yeah. That's it.
A bit before the ball out, or a bit.
Just a little bit.
It feels like just try to get that feeling.
Yeah,
in. This is
but then
brilliant.
you start getting a better attack angle, so it's there, and then you can go that way. If you go here, you're going to back up on it, and that's why you'll hit a few thin, and that's why you'll be flipping them left. Now the direction wise are much tighter.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's really good. Really good. That's a good thing to definitely focus on.
Not a difficult thing to work on either.
No,
you know?
Definitely. I think that's
just
like
going, keep just pointing the club
if I just
out to me left. That's it there. So your back goes to the target and the way back. Yeah.
Love it.
All good, guys.
Thank you very much.
All good.
Thank you.
So definitely different stuff. See how you can hit them left from two completely different ways.
Yeah, that is really crazy actually, because I thought like, we're both hitting it left, but maybe we're both just slapping at it or something, you know, like.
That's what happens, you know. It's like somebody be maybe hitting them left, and they go for a lesson, and they sort it out with a pro, and then your pal's hitting it left, and he goes, well, if you do this, right, completely different things, you know, different things. The club face is still doing the same thing, but so many different ways of.
I think it's amazing just how quick you pick up on these things, like how it's instant.
Yeah, you get used to it, and these things here are brilliant. You see stuff on there like that, you know, you see how much that's behind you see the club face turning over there, you know. So
it's obvious to you a bit.
The job is to look at it and see why.
Thank you so much. You know? It's just nice, simple things to focus on, isn't it? It's like just really nice, simple. Like one, you could easily tell us like I bet there's a lot more stuff wrong than what he's obviously letting us know. But it's like you're just one thing at a time, you know. Which is brilliant.
Very important, you know. We're right in the middle of the golf season. Allegedly, it's summer, right? You know,
Scotland summer.
So we're out playing golf all the time. The last thing any golfer wants to do is be standing over the ball with 4 or 5 swing thoughts. Yep. You just can't play golf like that. No. Absolutely cannot play golf like that. That's where, you know, winter time, we're not playing so much golf. End of the season, then you maybe start looking at, you know, bigger improvements. But at the moment, middle of the season, it's saying, right, well, how do we get middle of the club face nice and square, good strikes, so that the ball's in the ballpark. You
No, that's excellent. Thank you so much.
No
Thanks
bother
for your
at all.
time,
Good
Alistair.
seeing you,
That's
Zach.
fantastic.
Well done,
Good seeing you.
guys, Well done.
Good job.
Really good. Keep at
There's
it.
still hope. There's still hope for us.